I've been needing to find a new apartment, which has not been easy with credit as bad as mine. Luckily, I found cosigning.com. They connected me with a cosigner who helped me get my dream apartment for me and my dog. I just paid a small fee and was able to move in fast. Get the cosigner you need for the apartment you want. Check out cosigning.com today.
We continue to follow today's top story out of New Mexico. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement have arrested a former judge and his wife. This after federal law enforcement learned that their tenant, an alleged Tren de Agua gang member, was arrested at his home. Thank you for choosing KTSM 9 News at 10. I'm Andy Morgan. Monica has the night off. Now, we're also learning other Venezuelan nationals were arrested and are in HSI custody. An ICE spokeswoman said the former judge, Joel Cano, and his wife, Nancy Cano, was taken into custody earlier today as part of an ongoing HSI-led criminal investigation. This was at a home on North Raymond Street in Las Cruces. As KTSM reported, former Doña Ana County Magistrate Judge Joel Cano rented out his, quote, casita, or small home behind their house to Christian Ortega Lopez. They met when his wife hired Ortega Lopez to install glass. The district attorney's office says Ortega Lopez was seen with multiple firearms in pictures that were posted on social media. You're seeing those now. The feds seized those firearms and arrested Ortega Lopez in February. Ortiz Loya allegedly admitted to entering the country illegally in 2023 and faces a charge of illegal alien in possession of a firearm.
Before this finishes, let's just go ahead and be honest. Let's go ahead and talk about the elephant in the room. This is actually a young Tren de Agua gang member. It's a young guy. These are two older people. One of them is a judge and his wife. What do you think they were doing with that kid in that house? What leverage did this kid, or matter of fact, what leverage did whoever is above this kid have on this couple that would make them let this young gang member come live at their house, take pictures with them, and literally be on video, him passing you guns and what the fuck? What do you think they have on this couple? I'll be honest, in my opinion, this couple was likely fucking this kid. Sex trafficking is a part of this whole industry, this criminal organization. Sex trafficking, molestation, all that stuff those are normal components in this line of work. They send children across the border. Everyone knows what happens to young women along that route through Central America before you get to the American border. They know what the cartels want. This young kid is not some high-ranking older man. Why are you having this young boy living at your house with these two senior citizen people? Now, we all know we all know couples have their kinks. But what could have possessed a judge to risk his career and livelihood? And don't get me wrong, a few days ago, he just recently resigned. Now, if someone told me this was his illegitimate son that came to live with him out of the blue, and it was from a previous marriage or something, or a previous relationship, that would make way more sense than you allowing a Tren de Agua gang member to move into your house. You're taking pictures. This is a known gang member, and you're taking pictures with him. This is not like, okay, he's throwing up the gang sign, throwing up the hood sign. He has the hat. What did they have on him? And honestly, it was probably something freaky going on in that house. But it looks more so like this judge. It wasn't like a criminal. It wasn't like the judge became a criminal. But it seems more like a criminal became a judge. He was always a criminal. And he infiltrated our system and rose his way up to the top. There's already reports of MS-13, Tren de Agua members applying for jobs in the FBI and police forces, and they're working their way up through the ranks. They're Democrats. They vote Democrat. This is a Democrat judge. What did the congressman from Adam Schiff, what did he say? They put 250 judges to oppose Trump. Federal judges, they placed them and put them in position to oppose Trump. This is civil war. This is our country now being taken over because we've been infiltrated by nationals who are corrupted from foreign countries. You know, this is what is to be expected when you invite the children of immigrants and expect them to be in this country and have an allegiance to this country and not to where their family's from originally, no allegiance to their parents. But you allow them to come over here and you think they have what's best for this country. When you do see the country that they came from, you are your country. If they come from that kind of country, look at what's going on with the Muslim population coming from Northern Africa, Iraq, and they're invading Europe. What do they do when they get there? They want to turn Europe into the country that they escaped from, the place that they left. You are your country. When you're inviting illegals from the third world to come into your first world country, what you're asking them to do is bring the third world into you, not them come over and to acclimate to your society and your customs and become American, but you're asking them to bring whatever they're running from in their countries to you. I'll give you an example in the United States. Look at Texas. You're starting to get the California problems in Texas. Why? Well, because you're getting the California people in Texas. This has to be stopped. And Trump has started this purge. He's going to have to go all the way. If the country's government and our police forces and our agencies if they're going to just be primarily white men like they were 30 years ago, so be it. If you don't like it, sue the country, or you can get the hell out. Go home, go somewhere else, go start your own country, go to another country, go back to where you're from. But you're not taking our home. You're not taking our society away from us. We're watching different groups that are in this country legally, that are citizens, and they want to watch this place burn, even though we're all in it. We can't allow that to happen. This judge is a judge. You know how much time and how many years go into becoming a judge? Just for us to find out he's an agent of Tren de Agua? And you know he's an agent because they got some young gang members living at their house willy-nilly, and it's not like they were like super worried about it. They didn't try to conceal it. But this was something, and look, he has guns out and everything. What else were they doing? Was obviously they were doing something else. Either they were, this judge was helping with cases to help them traffic drugs or traffic people, traffic children, or all the above. It didn't just stop with him renting out a room. No, they were likely having sex with this kid, as well as pushing through other. But why did they invite him to come live there? Usually you have sex with the kids and they probably, send them on their way. But why did you want to move this guy in? And I wonder if we're ever going to find out.
Hired Ortega Lopez to install glass. District Attorney's Office says Ortega Lopez was seen with multiple firearms in pictures that were posted on social media. You're seeing those now. The feds seized those firearms and arrested Ortega Lopez in February. Ortiz Loya allegedly admitted to entering the country illegally in 2023 and faces a charge of illegal alien in possession of a firearm. It's not known if the Canos knew of Ortega Lopez's alleged gang affiliation.
Bro, one thing I know about people is that if you're a married couple, the husband is likely super suspicious of everybody. They scan everybody. Even if it was your wife's boy toy or the husband's boy toy, you're not letting them move in without screening them. So they knew everything about this kid, but someone told them, hey, let him come stay there. And they said yes. Somebody that they're afraid of, somebody that's above him. Because he's just a bearing on a larger gear. He's just a piece of a puzzle. He's not the most important piece. Even though he's a judge and he holds weight, there's other people more important than him. But what could somebody have had over them to get them to allow a gang member to just move into their house where they're taking pictures with this dude? They're on video holding guns together. Like, you're a judge. You're a judge. You're a married judge. And you're not suspicious about this rant. Like, this is not just some regular people. This is a federal judge.
So look at the house where agents made the arrest. You can see agent vehicles parked all around the neighborhood. Both the former judge and his wife being charged with tampering with evidence and are expected in court tomorrow.
Now, you can look at this house and see that it's a middle-class home. So this judge and his wife, they're obviously not worth a lot of money. This isn't a multi-million-dollar home. So whatever they're doing, it's on the lower end. Or they do have a lot of money and it's just a front, but typically for all that work you're putting in, if you can justify it by saying you're a judge or you're a politician, then you're going to go and spend the money that, you're going to reap the benefits and the rewards of your efforts, whether criminal or not. I mean, look at Jasmine Crockett, look at these other corrupt, Nancy Pelosi, all these other corrupt people in government who literally just exploit our system for their own gain. And they live like it. You can tell that they have money and that they're actually doing way better than they should be doing. This judge appears to be living it within his means. So it seems like maybe they owed a favor to somebody and they weren't getting paid and they just had to do this. They had to let this guy come move in for whatever reason, but it doesn't seem like the benefits were financial. It seemed like it was something else. Maybe they owed somebody and they hadn't got to the finance part. But I don't think this New Mexico judge is going to talk. I don't think him or his wife's going to talk because they know what's good for them. We've all seen Breaking Bad.
Initially, we came back here to arrest his wife, and as we started, obviously, conducting our interviews and started looking at evidence, we subsequently arrested Chicago as well.
The couple is being interviewed and could face additional charges depending on that outcome. Officials have not provided further details on the Venezuelan nationals who were also arrested. We are following this story closely and will bring you the latest as soon as we learn more.
Venezuelan nationals. I wonder what they were doing since they've been here. The scariest part about all this is that we have no idea who they are, where they are. We don't know what else they've been doing. And Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, Jan Bongino, they're just barely getting into these positions. So we're barely just getting started. And these people have a 4-year head start. Some people have even more. But seeing that we have to arrest a judge, we got to arrest the rest of them too, because then this defeats the purpose. How many more judges are just like this one? They got illegals living at their home that are gang members and we don't know what they're doing. We got to figure it out. We got to figure it out quick. Do me a favor, like and subscribe, share the video. I'll be back on shortly with another clip of some other topics. Click on one of those links in this video below, and then you can check out the next topic. Thank you, and I'll see you.
I've been needing to find a new apartment, which has not been easy with credit as bad as mine. Luckily, I found cosigning.com. They connected me with a cosigner who helped me get my dream apartment for me and my dog. I just paid a small fee and was able to move in fast. Get the cosigner you need for the apartment you want. Check out cosigning.com today.